Hi everyone, hope you're all doing okay and staying safe. This is Miss Flukes here, obviously, it's not Miss Nugent, and we are going to go through your maths for today. Okay, so each day this week there will be a video uploaded onto YouTube, and we'll send the link in your Teams group as well. So it will be kind of like your lesson, just a video instead. So we've tried our hardest to make sure that they are as similar to a normal lesson as possible. They're just through a video instead. So it's a bit different and a bit strange, but we've tried to kind of normalize it as much as we can, so it's not too different for you. So let's crack on then. So today we're looking at converting between kilometers and meters and vice versa. Okay, so vice versa just means the other way around, so converting meters back to kilometers as well. So our star words for today, we have kilometer, meter, measure, distance, and convert. Now the word that is kind of shining out for me that is a bit of a iffy one is convert, because a few of you might not know what that means, and that's fine. That's why it's one of our star words, because we're going to learn what it means. So convert just means to kind of change something into another either measurement in this case or a different form. Okay, so we're converting a number in kilometers into a number in meters, and they're the same thing. You're just converting it to something else. We're just basically changing something to something else. Okay, but we'll go through that in a bit more depth in a minute. The other words I think are quite straightforward. Kilometer and meter are just forms of measurement. Okay, and like I said, we'll go through those in a minute anyway. So a kilo means 1,000. That's the important piece of information to remember for today's lesson, really. So kilo means 1,000. So there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So 1,000 meters is the same as a kilometer. And you can see here, I've done a bar model for you. And you can see 1 kilometer, or km, which is what the short version of it is the same as 1,000 meters. Okay, so you'll be familiar with meters because of the whole 2 meter distance thing. So think about in your head how big a meter is. Okay, so think about either how far 2 meters is when you're maybe in the shop queuing up or something, and you can see the stickers on the floor and you can kind of see it's 2 meters, or think about a meter stick, which we have in school. That's 1 meter, or 2 if you're thinking about in a shop where you're queuing up. So 1,000 meters is a very big distance. Okay, so it's a very big number, and that would be 1 kilometer. Okay, so if we know that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters, how many meters do you think would be in half a kilometer? So have a quick think. If you want to pause the video, then go for it. Have a think. How many meters would be in half a kilometer? So hopefully a few of you have managed to work it out if you paused it. The answer would be 500 meters. Okay, so 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters, and a half a kilometer is 500 meters. I'll just write that down as well. It's not going to be as good as when I write it on the board because I'm using a mouse. There you go. So M is just short for meters. Okay, so half a kilometer is the same as 500 meters. So, oh, I'm sorry that's a bit blurry. I don't know why it's gone all blurry like that, but hopefully you can see it. So how can we use this knowledge that we've already looked at to work out the equivalent to these, or how can we convert this into kilometers? So we've got 3,000 meters. Using this number line, sorry it's a bit blurry, could we try and convert it into kilometers? So pause the video quickly, see if you can convert 3,000 meters into kilometers. So hopefully you've had a think about it, and it would be 3 kilometers, okay? Because if you go along the meters number line, we have 0, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. That's what we're looking at, and that is the equivalent to the one up here to 3 kilometers. Okay, so 3,000 meters is the equivalent to 3 kilometers. Okay, let's try another one then. Let's look at 6 kilometers. Okay, so now we're looking at the kilometers. Now, this number line doesn't go up to 6 kilometers, so see if you can work out how many meters would be in 6 kilometers using this or using your knowledge. So if you've managed to find the answer out, it would be 6,000 meters, okay? Because if you look at the pattern on this number line, it goes 0, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and it goes up to the next one out of 5,000 would have been 6,000 meters, and then it would have been 6 kilometers up here because it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kilometers, and then the equivalent or the conversion, because we're converting it, would be 6,000 meters. We'll do one more then. 9,000 meters. Okay, now again, this isn't actually on the number line, but see if you can use it to help you, or think about the other questions we've just done. Can you work out how many kilometers are in 9,000 meters? So how many kilometers in 9,000 meters? So the answer would be 9 kilometers. Okay, because there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer, so if there's 9,000 meters, there's 9 kilometers. Okay, I hope that all makes sense. And let's see if you're ready then to have a go at these ones. Okay, so you might want to pause the video to go through these, write them down in your books, your learning books, or if you're in school at the moment, then write them in your books you've been given. So have a go at converting these either into meters, so these ones need to be converted into meters, and these ones need to be converted into kilometers. Okay, once you've had a go at those, try this challenge here where you've got to work out which one's bigger, which one's smaller, or if they're equal. Okay, so I'd say give yourselves about 5 minutes to do that and see how you get on. Okay, and then we'll go through the answers after that 5 minutes. So pause the video, give yourself 5 minutes or so, and then press play, and I'll be going through the answers. Hopefully you managed to go through those questions. We'll go through the answers now, so then you can self-mark it and check you've got them correct and you have a good understanding of what we're doing. So 3 kilometers would be 3,000 meters. It might take me a while to write these. Like I said, I'm using a mouse, so it's quite hard. And it won't be my neatest writing. 8 kilometers would be 8,000 meters. Now this one was a bit of a tricky one. 12 kilometers and 358 meters. Now that would be written as 12, and then, oh, that should be an 8. There we go. So it's 12,358 meters. Okay, so don't let that confuse you. That just means there's 12 kilometers, and then there's just an extra bit that doesn't quite fit into 1 kilometer, so they stay in meters. Okay, go over to this side then. 9,000 meters would be 9 kilometers. Remember, it's km is short for kilometers. 18,430 meters would be 18 kilometers, because you can fit in 18,000, so that's 18 kilometers, and then you'd have 430 meters left. So 18 kilometers and 430 meters left. Similar to this one, so you have 4,000, so that's 4 kilometers, and then 691 meters. Okay, sorry, that's so neat. I do apologise, but it's the best I can do, I'm afraid. So hopefully you got those correct. If you didn't, maybe pause the video and just rewind it, and then just go through it again, just so you do get that secure understanding of how to convert them. And if you did get onto the challenge, just looking at it now, so we have 500 meters and half a kilometer, so they are equal. Okay, so you should have an equal sign there. 7 kilometers is a lot bigger than 800 meters, and then 5 kilometers is also a lot bigger than 500 meters. Okay, because these are both less than just 1 kilometer. Okay, so they're these, because these are in kilometers, these are bigger. So hopefully that all made sense. Let's have a look at a problem solving question together then. So let's use our knowledge to work out this word problem. I'll read it through. I want you to think about what the key words are for this question and what are the steps we would need to take to work it out. So Dexter and Rosie walk 15 kilometres altogether for charity. Rosie walks double the distance that Dexter walks. How far does Dexter walk? So this is the first question. We'll look at the second one in a minute. So based on this first one then, what do you think are the key words? So if you want to pause it to have a think, then go for it. If not, I'll just crack on. So to me, the words that are standing out are 15 kilometres all together, because we know that both of them did 15 kilometres all together. And Rosie walks double the distance that Dexter walks. That means ×2. Okay, so whatever Dexter walked, however far he walked, Rosie walked twice that amount. That's what double means. Okay, so how far does Dexter walk? Now this question is a bit of a tricky one because you've got to think about maybe doing a bit of trial and error. Now all that means is you try a few numbers and see what the answer you get is. Okay, so let's have a look then. If Dexter, for example, so I'll just put a D for Dexter, if he walked 1 kilometre, let's say, Rosie walked double that. So we know that double 1 is 2. So that would mean Rosie has walked 2 kilometres. Now remember at the beginning it said that they walked 15 kilometres together. So if we add those up, 1 and 2, that's 3. So that's nowhere near 15. So it's got to be numbers bigger than 1 and 2. So let's try Dexter with 3 then maybe. So if Dexter walked 3 kilometres, have a think about how far that meant Rosie walked. While I take my time with writing it out. So if Dexter walked 3, remember Rosie walks double that, so that would be 6. And then you've got to add it together because remember they walk 15 kilometres all together. So 3 and 6 is 9. So again, we're not quite there. Now I'm not going to do any more because I think now it's time you had a go. All right, so I'm going to need to pause the video, have a go, see if you can work out how far Dexter walks, okay? If you're in a bit of a pickle, have a go at seeing if Dexter walked 4 kilometres, okay? And using the same method I just went through, so that's your starting point, okay? Try that, and then if you finish it and you want to have a look at the next one before I go through it, then go for it, okay? So pause the video, have a go at it. So I'm not going to go through the answers just yet. I hope you've managed to have a go at it. We'll go through the answers at the end. The next thing I want you to have a look at is this question. Dexter and Rosie each raise £1 for every 500 metres they walk. How much money do they each make? Okay, now this is based on the answer you got for this one. So that's why I'm not telling you the answer, okay? So if they raise £1 for every 500 metres they walk, for example, if Dexter did walk 4 kilometres, that is 8 lots of 500 meters, okay, because we know that 500 meters is 1/2 of a kilometer, okay, so in every 1 kilometer they would have got £2, okay, so if I write that, that might help you guys. So it's £2 per kilometer. So using that information then, can you work out how much they each raised based on your answer from the first one? Okay, and then we'll go through the answer. So pause the video, have a go, and then we'll look at the answers together. So here are the answers. Let's see if you got them right. So Rosie actually walks 10 kilometers. Dexter walks 5. Okay, so because 2 times 5 is 10, so it means that Rosie walks double the amount Dexter walks. And if you add 10 and 5, that equals 15, which is what they walked all together. Okay, so hopefully you got that one right. And then based on this, what you should have done is times each one by 2. Okay. So it should have been 10 times 2, which is £20, and then 5 times 2, which is £10. So even if you didn't get this part right, but you did this right method to get this part, then that's great, okay? So don't worry too much about it. So now you've got some tasks on Mathletics to do. Okay, so it's been set to start on Monday, which is today. Hopefully you're watching this video today, and then it will be set until Friday. So you have until Friday to do it. I suggest getting it done now because tomorrow we move on to something a bit different. Okay, so get it done when you can. And if you do get through your Mathletics really quickly, there is also a challenge here. Okay, so if you whiz through your Mathletics and you think that wasn't hard enough, I need a bit of a challenge, then come back to this video, okay, and have a go at these challenges. Okay, if the Mathletics you do and you think actually I think that was enough and you spent quite a while, don't worry about coming back to this, but if you want a challenge, it is here for you. Okay, so if you're ready to go to Mathletics, go and do that now, and then if you're coming back later to do the challenge, it's here. So you might want to pause the video now if you're coming back to the challenge, and then I will also go through the answers to the challenge as well. Okay. Welcome back for those of you who chose to do the challenge. Well done you. So these are the questions. Hopefully you've managed to do them by now. If not, then don't worry, just pause it now because I'm about to go through the answers. So the first one then. So the distance between any two stations is 1,000 meters. Draw a route from A to B on the map. Write down the number of kilometers the train travels on the route. Now this, you might not have this, okay? This is just what I did, okay? You basically had to just draw any pattern from A to B and then count how many times you went from one white dot to another, sorry, because each distance between one white dot to another is 1,000 meters, okay? So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5,000 meters. However, it wants the answers in kilometers. But I know that 5,000 meters, is the same as 5 kilometers. Okay. So you might not have that answer, and that's fine because you probably still get to get it right. It just depends on what route you took here. Okay. And then the last one, we have 2,000 meters plus 500 meters plus 1 kilometer equals something. Use what you have learnt to explain how you would work out this answer. So what I did is I saw that 2 of these numbers out of 3 were in meters. So it made sense to me to change this to meters as well. So we've got 2,000 meters, 500 meters, and then we know that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So I converted it to meters so that they were all the same, so it's easier to work out, okay? And then you add those together and it would be 3,500 meters. Got to put the M there. However, it wants the answers in kilometers, okay? So what you can do then is convert it to kilometers. So it would be 3 kilometers and 500 meters, or if you're feeling really brainy, 3.5 kilometers. Equally, you could have converted these into kilometers, so that would have been 2, that would have been a half, and then you could have added it to 1, and then you would have got your answer. Okay, so the answer should be 3.5 kilometers or 3 kilometers 500 meters. Either one I will accept. Okay, so that's it for today. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was all okay for you. If you got yourself in a pickle with anything, feel free to send me an email or get your parents to send me an email, or you can send me a message in your group chat kind of thing on Microsoft Teams. Okay, I'm always free to help, and we can get through it together. Okay, thanks then, bye.